Hey everybody. Just wanted to share this. I said in my HackMaster video that I was gonna go through the HackMaster volumes, the Beastmaster volumes. And so this is the first one. This is Hurricanes to Cats. Great Cats. So the way these books worked is they went in alphabetical order. And they had several different volumes of them. This is volume 1, so I'll be going through each of these. I've got them marked out, some stuff that just some sort of examples I want to show. And of course, absolutely great artwork on the cover. And it's awesome. And HackMaster, it's obviously it tries to be a bit funny, right? So quite a bit funny. So yeah, I thought I'd just go through and have a look. Just because the thing is if you run an OSR game, or even if you run 5e, you'd have to convert some of the stuff, or you could just steal some of the ideas. But if you run an OSR game, this is actually a great resource, especially if you're looking for some kind of silly monsters to just add in there, or some silly ideas, and whatever for monsters to throw into your game. Maybe a little levity, or maybe not. Some of these monsters are actually pretty brutal. You'll have to decide. But I just wanted to show some of the stuff that I thought was pretty interesting in here. One of the things that I really like about this game with the monsters is that it has a section called Yield. And in the Yield, it shows you the different components and treasures and so forth that you might be able to get from the monster once you defeat it. What medicinal is one of the categories, spell components is another, hide, trophy items, treasure, and then other. I really like this. I think that's a great way of organizing a monster manual, and I think I'll steal it for my Easy D6 game. I'm not gonna obviously steal this full format, but I'll just put something similar with my monsters because I like it so much. And this isn't an open 20 resource, so I don't think you can use these things in publishing or whatever. But in your own home game, why not? Especially for funny ideas. So this is one that I really like, Ardvark Dire. I have no idea if Aardvarks are miserable, mean, or not. The only thing I know about Aardvarks is from the comic book Cerebus. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. It was an old black and white comic book about an Aardvark. It was a joke about Conan. Anyway, that's all I know about him. He's pretty grumpy, so I don't know if all Aardvarks are like that or not. So this is something that I'm saying for OSR games. Old school role-playing, the stats are pretty convertible. In fact, I think you can pretty much just go straight over. I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, I'd want to go through and make sure, depending on what kind of system you're using for converting it over, but I think it'd be pretty simple to do. And so that's where these monsters can be kind of fun. So this is the Aardvark. This is the Dire Aardvark. And so what it can do is combat taxes. Dire Aardvarks are amazing burrowers, often lying in wait beneath surface, so they can pounce upon prey, gaining the element of surprise. Okay, now that's, I don't know. It's an Aardvark, right? They will chase prey by burrowing through loose soil and rock, leaving only their ears above the ground to use in navigation. They may also burrow through walls, ceilings, caverns, or dungeons to hunt down victims. Aardvarks' claw for 1 to 4 points of damage with each claw, bite for 1d6 points, and slap with their tails for 1 to 3 points of damage. I don't know. I think it would be fun to chase a party around with Dire Aardvarks. Anyway, so that's one of the great art, right? I mean, isn't that awesome? Who's that frame? I love it. Battling the giant Aardvark. So anyway, another example in here. Oh yeah, this one. Anthroxion. Okay. Although they appear to be less sentient than they are, Anthroxions can sense hostile and approaching prey 85% of the time. Psionists can normally avoid this. Assuming the prey is non-hostile, Anthroxians will wait 1 to 6 rounds before attacking, allowing the victims to pet and play with them in order to lull them into a false feeling of security. This is an Anthroxian there. Then, without warning, these cute little creatures will show their true nature. They will bare their long, deadly fangs and lunge at the victims, gaining surprise advantage 50% of the time. Anyone bitten by one of these beasts must save versus poison or contract anthrax. This is old school. You're gonna pay. Your players. Someone's gonna have a good time. But you know that's the nature of OSR, right? These fiends do not value treasure, but will often leave belongings of the previous victim in sight in order to lure new ones. And there's an Anthroxian, cute little cuddly animals. This kind of reminds me of the Holy Grail, you know, and the bunny rabbit in front of the cave. Although this is kind of a different premise, but it's sort of similar idea. The savage little bunny rabbit. So here's another one that I thought was kind of funny. The dire armadillo. No, I'm pretty sure armadillos are not vicious creatures, so you know that's kind of funny, right? It's a small creature, 2 feet long. Okay, you think, okay, that's no problem, right? How many hit dice does it have here? 3 hit dice. That's pretty tough. All right. So in combat tactics, dire armadillos are carriers of the deadly disease of leprosy, much like some animals carry rabies or anthrax. Or Anthroxians carry anthrax. Even though these armored animals don't suffer from the same effects humans do, they're infected with leprosy. The disease affects their behavior and makes them unpredictable and vicious. When they attack, they usually bite, which is how victims become infected. If for some reason a person is hurt by nothing other than a dire armadillo's claws, he will not become infected with leprosy. Anyone bitten by a dire armadillo must save versus poison or be infected with disease of leprosy. This can be so all of a sudden, this is a pretty serious threat. If a dire armadillo takes more than 75% of its hit points in damage, it will roll up into a ball and attempt to roll away at double its normal speed. When it rolls itself into a ball, its muscle force its scales together tightly, making it harder to hit AC 0. So, again, great art, again, as usual. HackMaster just has the most awesome art. So, this is something else about HackMaster, if you wanna use it in your OSR game, is it has the old school armor class. So if you wanna use the roll above, you'll have to convert it. And, that's pretty tough. You have to take the armor class, here it's 3, and you have to subtract it from 10, so that would be 7, right? Yeah, so that's for roll above. Or is it 11? I don't know. Anyway, it's not hard to convert, so. Here's another one that I thought was great. I'm not really going to go into too much detail here, but this is Beholderkin. You've got the Death Kiss, the Goth, the Spectre, the Voyeur, the Undead, the Elder Orb. They're great. That's all I'll say. They're kind of, right on the other page are the standard Beholders. But these guys are great. If you need a little bit of Beholder, some variation of Beholders, this is a good one. So here's another one. What did I have? Oh yeah, Birdiquack. Now this I thought was actually really neat. This is something that that I really liked, and this is the use of swans in your game. So swans, these are trumpeter swans, and there isn't what's interesting about them is that it says that they're a favorite of magic users because they're so loud, so they can sound the alarm if there's intruders. And the other thing is that they also work as a magic jar, so you can trap souls in these swans. And about 1% of swans are actually trapped souls like this, like a magic jar. Anyway, I thought that was really neat. It's kind of using something different. Throw that into your game and really mess with your players. They have to rescue a swan. They don't know why. It's because it's a trapped hero or it's a trap. You know, someone, whoever hired them, is trying to save their relative or something like that. It would kind of be a good adventure, I think, adventure hook. Maybe the players don't even know, you know, that the Swan is. That might be kind of an interesting thing too, is because very often, you know, players tend to be quite psychotic and psychopathic. It could be kind of a treasure if they manage to return the Swan, even though they don't know that the Swan is, you know, a trapped soul. They get some kind of reward or whatever for not just, you know, slaying the Swan for some reason. I don't know. I'd work something out like that. And I think that's all my examples anyway. But there's lots of great monsters in here. Great art. I highly recommend this book if you're an OSR player. It's a lot of fun. And I'll be going through the other ones too. Just grab some examples and stuff. There's a badger. So, lots of fun. I love this yield idea. This would be really good with oh, what's the name of that game? DC. No. Dungeon Crawl Classics. That's it. Dungeon Crawl Classics. I think this game would actually really go well with it, because Dungeon Crawl Classics, in my opinion, has some humor in it too, and these monsters, I think, would just fit right in there. But I don't think you're ever going to find these monsters in other products, because as far as I know, it's not OpenGL. I don't see an OpenGL license anywhere in here, and I don't think it is. So, just good for your own game. Alright, that's it. Thank you. Please leave a like and a thumbs up, or if you're on Rumble, please leave a rumble. Thanks for listening to me go on about Hackmaster. Alright, take care. Oh, and to my American friends, happy Thanksgiving. Alright, bye.